guys, I'm Katie Room from PerryIpsisPress.com.
And I'm David Room.
We are getting back into Lego. Yay! Eldorado Fortress has been sitting, gathering dust for far too long. So we're opening bag number 5. This is we've talked, I think, every single video that we've done about this. This is the newer
it's the Lego
updated version.
I think what they call icons now.
Yeah.
Version of Eldorado Fortress. And one of our favorite Lego sets that we built a while back was the Pirates of Barracuda Bay.
Yeah.
So this is a nice sequel. And I always wanted the original version of the set as a kid. So it's really cool to be able to get a honestly much better version of the set. Just a lot more pieces, a lot more detail, all that stuff. So yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Have your scissors at all?
No.
Okay.
They ripped.
Oh yeah, that's right. Here, I'm gonna move this over for now. And we brought a different table down here.
Yeah.
Since the last time we did the Lego building, so let's see how it works.
You get a wood aesthetic.
Yeah. The camera still has, you have autofocus turned on.
Yes.
Okay, so it should be. Just want to check that quick, because sometimes a different surface might make things behave differently. I'm not sure. It's kind of acting like.
Well, it was doing it earlier when I was troubleshooting, so.
And I don't mean auto exposure. I mean autofocus.
Yes,
right?
Okay.
Okay. Because it seems like it's having trouble focusing on this stuff that's, well, hard to say. It might not focus real close. Sorry, guys. We're just testing stuff as long as we're on here. It seems like it's getting the mid field real well, but you'd think it would do best at stuff that was down on the table, and I feel like it's not doing the best with that.
Well, I guess we'll.
Yeah, I mean it's probably fine.
Patrick says his oldest daughter is currently putting together the Natalius and Giant Squid.
The Nautilus?
Nautilus. Yeah, well, I read it.
You read it?
I've never heard it pronounced before.
I mean, it's an animal called the Nautilus, and that's I'm sure what Patrick is talking about.
I'm sure you're right. Just I've never heard it pronounced before. I refuse to feel ashamed. All right. Got a dude to start here. He's got a fancy hat.
Mm-hmm. You want to put them together? I'll get you the pieces. And I'll start sorting pieces while you're doing that.
Okay. Just one face print.
Qui-Gon Dillo, that's nice. It's a great name.
Got a little red feather. Excuse me, right? All right. Okay. Is there a way to get the end that we're building on in?
Yeah. Let's see here. I can just move this stuff over a little bit. That should work,
Perfect.
right?
Yeah. Shall I start or
Yeah,
would you
go
like
ahead.
to? Okay.
Go. Do it now.
I'm putting the wrong pieces on. You're rushing me too much.
Go. Stop. Yeah, we've got too many Lego sets. We gotta get through, start finishing stuff off the backlog. For the past few Christmases, I've gotten a Lego set for Christmas and then barely built it before next Christmas. So I'm thinking ahead to that.
Are we doing a spread?
Yeah.
And then trading? Okay.
Yeah. I think that works best. And then you can just pass the instructions over to here.
Sounds good. This. There's a lot of very similar parts here that are slightly different sizes. Mm-hmm. All right. I'll turn and pass.
Okay. So it looks like we're building out this little wall here in the middle. Yeah, so there's this like row of blocks and then plates because they're putting in the little brick details with actual pieces instead of stickers or prints like in the original. So you've got to interrupt the block building with brick
different colors
or plates every now and then.
Patrick says, there you go, David, being a man with hobbies that isn't making money or constantly working. You sure do hate your family.
Yeah. Well, they can suck it.
If enough people watch our channel.
That's like the last thing on my mind. It would be really fun to have a channel that actually made a little bit of money, but something to remember. It's like if you think of all of the channels, I think of all the channels that I like to watch. Pretty much all of them sell ads, right? Mm-hmm. They are sponsored by just the worst stuff. So I feel like these are people who actually do it for a living, have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of subscribers, and they're not making enough money to not do sponsored videos for dumb stuff. So seems like kind of a bad
investment,
bad deal if you are trying to make money.
Hi, Anne.
Plus, this is all very low effort.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like all the things that I would actually want to do on YouTube are low effort. Like anything that would make money would just be another job.
Right. And like if the goal was to make money,
yeah,
there would be a lot of other things that would make more money.
Yeah, like
that we could spend our time
namely
doing.
Just me doing more of my actual job probably would be one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's not what this is about. So, okay, I think that looks like it.
All right.
There you go.
Hi to Carverwood 66. It is going. This is coming together.
If we maybe moved it back just a little bit,
sure.
I
don't want it to be too close to the mic. Just I don't know if that bothers you.
No, it shouldn't. I'm just so there's a little bit more perspective, so it's not straight down on the top of what we're doing.
Oops, wrong color. That's what I get for not looking.
Oh, nice. Carver Woods is our 290th subscriber, or your 290th
nice. Subscriber. Thank you.
And Anne is working on a new blanket pattern that will make her $5s of dollars someday.
Whoa, $5s.
$5s. Nice. You can buy half of lunch.
If we're being honest, I bet it goes towards yarn.
Yeah, money is fungible.
I suppose.
It's more fun to say you bought something else with it than whatever money you spent on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patrick says now you can take on your sponsor Ridge Wallet. I'm always suspicious of when people, especially like for the VPN or security companies, they're like I've been using this VPN for years before they took me on as a sponsor. I'm like, no, you haven't.
That sounds suspicious.
Yeah, the VPNs always get into some data leak, so it ends up being basically worse than if you weren't using a VPN, probably. But most of the time when I see VPNs being promoted, they're like, use this VPN so you can watch stuff on Netflix that you're not supposed to. I think that's funny that that's their main selling point. You know, like, do this thing that you're really not supposed to do with it. Pay money for this thing so you can do something with it that you're not supposed to. Okay.
Pay money for this thing so you can dodge.
Yeah.
Paying money for something in a more legitimate way.
Meanwhile, you're paying the person to promote the VPN because everybody who's watching the YouTube video has ad blockers. So why, I don't know. I don't understand some people's. I don't want to get into a whole discussion about piracy, but I don't understand some people's reasoning sometimes. And I mean, you can say, "Oh well, I'm a creator, and I know I don't really believe in this product. I'm just doing it for money." But doesn't that look bad for you then? I mean, people are watching your YouTube channel because you're an expert or talented or skilled at something. So now you're basically promoting something that you don't actually believe in. I don't know. It's tough. So yeah, a long way to say basically this is never, like, money isn't the point of this. It never will be.
And says, pay for secure service to do almost crime.
Yeah, almost crime.
She says, gonna be real with you all. If it even makes me as much as the yarn it took to make it, I'll be extremely pleased.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. So we're doing a brick-built window of some kind.
Oh, nice.
Looks like.
Is that what these are?
Yeah, or crenellations or something, whatever they're called.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So this one is red brick instead of white.
Cool. Boy, it's been a happy day on Twitter. We've had the if your wife dies, should you get remarried?
We should talk about this. We should talk about that.
And also embryo diamonds.
I almost retweeted a guy. Oh, the embryo. I saw that a couple days ago.
Did you?
Okay. Yeah. That was kind of that made me laugh in sort of a grim way.
Dark humor.
The remarrying thing though, I almost retweeted it, except, you know, not that I've been getting a lot of engagement lately, but I don't typically, like, if I retweet somebody to make fun of them, I try to make sure that it's an account that's bigger than me.
Sure.
I don't like to punch down. But I actually saw a guy who retweeted the Thomas Massey remarriage thing to make a point about how men should be able to cry in public.
What?
Literally. Yeah. It was like a long-winded thing about, like, this is why men don't express their emotions and men process grief in different ways, and it was like one of these giant walls of text about men crying. And he was like telling, it was like the other reason it was like a soldier or something he was talking about.
Okay.
Losing his buddy in the war, after the war or something. But it was like, oh my gosh, you did not just turn this one topic of the day into a screed about why men should not be afraid to cry in public. I thought that was really funny. I don't really understand getting remarried. I really have a hard time with that. And I mean, I'm sure everybody says that when they're not suddenly like single and horny or whatever. But why would you do that? Everybody was like, oh, a year is too, like, it's not about the time. It's just why. I don't know why. Like,
well, it's
especially his kids are all grown up. So, I mean, it sounds bad, but it's not like you're getting somebody to help be a mother for your kids anymore. I don't know. It just seems like Why would you do that? Like, just enjoy some peace and quiet. That's what I would. I don't know. I'd be like, oh, that chapter of my life is done now. I'm gonna do something else. Not that all over again. I don't know.
Sure.
And I mean,
I think it's kind of a stupid conversation to have. And no offense to everybody who wanted to have that conversation, but it's all very hypothetical in a what if my wife or husband was dead sort of way. And like, you don't know what you would do.
Well, the it's an interesting conversation, in my opinion, for that reason. And the interesting parts of it are the aspects of it where they're kind of like debating about why this is specifically, what about this is appropriate or inappropriate.
Sure.
And
are you done?
Yeah, I'm gonna actually find a couple tweets because is this a good for the people who are watching? Is this an interesting topic of conversation, or is this just giving everybody the ick? I feel sorry for Carver Woods 66. He probably took a wrong turn, ended up on the wrong side of the internet. But we talk about stuff like this here just because it's kind of interesting. I saw a nice tweet from one of my friends, mutuals. Old Limey, some of you might follow him. He said, as much as sudden remarriages can be scrutinized, one in which it's a widower marrying a friend after losing his first wife is the least objectionable kind. In an era with divorcees remarrying is commonplace. Maybe he meant an era when or where divorcees remarrying is commonplace. So he's just saying that, people are scrutinizing this because it's sudden or whatever, but it's not like divorced people getting remarried or like getting quickly remarried to some rando you met on some dating app or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I my
back to you.
My better nature likes that take. Oh, cool. So we built a little window in there, all brick built.
So nice.
That's cool. I wonder why they did that instead of using the inset piece. Maybe just to get that
nice shape. Does that kind of look Spanish to you?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But the thing is that I kind of think it's a little bit more weird when it's somebody that you knew. Right?
Yeah.
And not to say that he was like scoping her out or anything, but that to me is just part of what makes it a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit sad. In some ways, it would almost be better if it's like this completely random person that was not in your life before came into your life. I saw some people calling her his work wife, which I thought was kind of funny. I don't think that's the case at all, but yeah. And that sentiment or that thought kind of made me think of something else, which is in one of these conversations about can men and women be friends? Like can you be friends? Can you truly be friends with somebody that you're not married to, of the opposite gender or whatever? And you know, a lot of times people make arguments like, oh yeah, you can be, you know, completely platonic friends with somebody that you're not married to, and you should strive to be, and all this and that, and you can be in that relationship and kind of know that it's never going to go anywhere. And then but then I read somebody talking about a situation like that, and it's like, you know, like say you're a couple and you're friends with another couple, and you're all Christians, right? You know, and you all get along great, and you can be like, oh, there's no way that anything is going anywhere. But you know, something could happen where your spouse dies and their spouse dies, and you could be married to that person like in a year.
That would be weird.
It would be weird, but it's not it's totally not like completely out of the realm of something that happens. I mean, like another topic of the week on Twitter is car accidents. People die all the time in car accidents. I think probably like when people die randomly who aren't like old, that's what happens. And it's not terribly uncommon. A few years ago, there was a couple in our church who just this nice kind of like, they were about 40 or so. They had kids that were in high school, and they just randomly both got killed in a car accident. That was like, they were stopped at a stop sign, and a dump truck didn't slam on the brakes fast enough and just banged into them, and boom, they were dead. So things can change, you know.
What the what?
Even if it's not like a situation where your wife is dying from cancer, you know, things can change.
Okay, this says to put them in the middle here, but that does not work, and that's not what it looks like here. Hi, Comics Brick Studios.
Cosmic Brick Studio.
Sorry, I was. I do know how to read. I swear, you guys.
Yeah. So, Patrick offers this comment. So, Cosmic Brick Studios, we're talking about our topic of the day. We're talking about. We often in our discussions we talk about relationships and stuff. So we're kind of talking about people getting remarried after their spouses die. So and we often talk about these things in the context of like religion, but I would say like Christian or evangelical, I don't know, sociology is maybe a strong word. It's like, what is the word? Cultural context, like sure, evangelical cultural context. So Patrick says, can only be friends with buffers, work, wife, friends, online, etc. Buffers can always be vaulted, but not solo friends. Yeah, and that's kind of how we treat that stuff in our marriage. I give Katie a hard time for her male friends online. But there's a very obvious buffer there, which is you're online. Right. Yeah. So Cosmic Brick Studio says, how's it going? And we're doing great.
We're doing great.
Having a fun conversation here. Yeah. Patrick, what do you think about that? Like, is it, if you get remarried, is it better or less weird to get remarried to some random person or to somebody that you knew before, like a work wife?
Patrick says, we have a whole state and a Great Lake between me and David.
Yeah. Oh, this is cool. We're building little stands for these guns.
Oh, nice. So do they toggle? Toggle, is that the right?
They swivel.
Swivel, that's the word.
Yeah. So this is loose, so it swivels. So that's pretty cool. They clip in like that, face down, and then they go on there. Nice.
Ah.
Okay, so they can fire down. That's cool.
Down the ramp.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Skullgrin 140. evening. What are you building? We are building the Eldorado Fortress. This is the, what did you call it?
This is the Lego Icons version of it.
So the original was built on a large base plate that had so it was kind of square and had a hole in the middle. But we're building it from the table up.
Yeah. And Skullgrin 140, I don't know if he's been on here, but that's I don't know if you follow him, but that's Sammy Sadek from Twitter. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but
I think yes.
It's a mutual of ours, friend for many years, a great ally in the fight against AI art. Great to see you here in the chat. Let me know how to pronounce your name so I can pronounce it right next time. Okay, so Patrick says, I think other people like us will always side glance at those remarriages, though. We're all terrible, thinking the worst. Yeah, I know. It's kind of fun, though. Maybe that's another good topic of conversation, is like, as a Christian, how should we... How as Christians are we allowed to give the side eye to these things? If at all. I'm sure I would feel different about it if I was actually friends with him. You know, he wasn't just like a public figure.
Sure.
But it's kind of funny.
I think it's easy for me to say, like, I would never get remarried. But then, like, on the other hand, like, I don't want, if I died, I wouldn't want you to be like...
Well, I don't want to get remarried either. So, like I said, I just like some peace and quiet. Patrick, here. Patrick is judging.
I silently judge all of you. Yeah.
So I'll read it out loud. He says, I silently judge all of you who drink. So just know that my judgment eyes are always upon you, Alkies. And Patrick, your judgment has failed because we don't drink. We may be Presbyterians, but we do not smoke and we do not drink. And we don't really dance either. So,
well, I was Baptist, so.
Well, you was being the key word. Okay, there you go. Oh, yeah. Anne has a great take. I think this is the most normal thing about time. Yeah, I that's kind of how I feel about it too, Patrick. So he says, I just can't fathom. I got married the first time. I think the cosmic dice on the second marriage is too much for my mind. Yeah. I mean, at the same time, I mean, I have to admit, like, as a guy, I am a lot wealthier now than when I got married. I do have a lot more maybe in my life to for somebody to be attracted to. But at the same time, I mean, I think Katie is like a very rare person, and there's so much that it's easy for me to kind of take for granted that. Well, and I mean, I don't take for granted. So that's kind of another reason. Like, I just can't imagine somebody else, being like that. So, not that other people are bad, but just things that I don't have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of marriage is kind of like figuring somebody else out. And even if you found somebody who you liked and they liked you back and you felt good enough about it to get into that after something like your spouse dying, just going through that whole process again would be kind of rough. Yeah. So Patrick also says maybe older marriages are on a different level we're not able to relate with yet, and that could be. I would find that more relatable in Massey's situation if they were both older. His wife. So interestingly, in the post, he said his new wife hasn't ever been married before, and in my judgment, she looks like she is maybe. She is maybe in her 30s, late 30s, early 40s. She's not as old as he is. I don't think. So there's again, not that that's wrong or anything, but I think that kind of rules out a little bit of this is old people getting married kind of thing. And I know that's not what you're saying, but it just seems like we can't really analyze this situation that way. So yeah, she's looking at his farm and all of his friggin' batteries and stuff, and she's like, batteries? I want some of that. Yeah, Patrick knows what I'm talking about. Massey's got all these batteries and stuff rigged up for charging his car with solar and everything.
Patrick says I'd marry Massey.
Yeah, I'd marry Massey. Yeah. That's the factor that explains all of this. It's the batteries.
The batteries, I see. Does she know he has batteries?
She does now.
I feel like that's something that you find out afterwards. Or you know about it because he tries to tell you, but then you just sort of were like, okay. You didn't realize the full extent of what that meant.
Okay. I think that's that. Oh, nice. Here's going to be a bunch of... Oh, nice. It's a brick-built door.
Oh.
And a bunch of stuff inside that little room. Oh, nice. Yeah. Patrick says the AI bot says she's 36 and he's 51. Now, to me, he looks older than 51. Maybe that's because he was chubby and he lost weight, so his face is saggy. Well, I would have guessed that he was like closer to 60. I spent a while trying to Google this woman earlier, and I couldn't find anything about her.
Really?
So I think they must have scrubbed her. She must have purged her internet presence. Yeah, I was guessing like, okay, yeah. Patrick says he's actually 54. Yeah, that sounds more like it. And I don't know. I have a hard time judging the age of women who are like in their late 30s to early 40s. I feel like it's quite variable. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting situation. And it's one of those things where I think it's an interesting topic of conversation. You know, obviously there's some not helpful things being said about it, but it's interesting to kind of have that public conversation about what's appropriate and what's not. And it's interesting to see people's reactions. I mean, honestly, I think that's kind of another reason why I might not I wouldn't really want to get remarried is like you're just going to be judged.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like when you get married once, you're getting judged by everybody. And if you got remarried, especially within a few years and not like 10 years later, right? I mean, I feel like if it's 10 years later, nobody's going to really bug you about it. But like within a year and to somebody younger, you know, there's just going to be lots of judgment. And that's, you know, that is, I think, what other people think is something that's valid to factor into who you're choosing to get married to.
Okay, note in the
manual
schematic manual
instructions.
The governor's office holds his most prized possessions and important documents. It says that in 3 languages. Yeah. It's very important that we understand.
All right, here we go. We're going to build this little cannon here.
Feathers. Well, I love you. Is there anything else that happened? Any other conversations that were happening?
I don't know. I didn't see a whole lot today. I didn't have too much to comment on. I've just been blocking people. So I found a few people right off the bat to block.
Should we open another bag? The next one's a big one.
We said we were going to go about an hour. I think it's been what, like 40,
almost 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
The next one has like 3 separate bags.
Why don't we do this again sometime soon?
Sounds good.
I think we made a nice little bit of progress. We
said
all there was to say about a topic. We'll keep our eyes out for more topics.
The way this fits together bugs me. That just does not look nice.
Yeah, it's not the best, is it?
I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Very carefully. Right here. It just doesn't come together. It's like a gap in the front teeth.
I thought you were pointing at something else. This we can actually, I think we might be able to fix that. So that is a problem with this. That's better than it was. There we go. Cool.
Anne says, I think I fixed the main part of my blanket. On to other problems.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, should we wrap it up?
Yeah. We'll pick this up again soon. I think it looks like maybe the next step will probably be this second building.
Yeah, with the crane.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're not building the crane next time, but that area.
Mm-hmm.
finish this book. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's another good reason to stop.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Oh. Patrick says, David, did you ever finish the Max run? No, actually, I only have 1 or 2 issues of that book because that's actually one of the more expensive, harder to find image books. And I was mainly just buying the ones that I found in the 50-cent bin. So no. But that's always one that I keep my eye out for sure. All right. Well, thanks everybody.
Thank you. We're planning on streaming more often.
Yeah.
We'll do this more often.
Yeah.
We have Legos to build.
Yep.
So
we'll be back sometime soon. Catch you guys later.
Have a good night.